From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 28th, 2018. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was briefly hospitalized last night. The Prime Minister was taken to Hadassah Hospital Ein Kerem in Jerusalem with a high fever and coughing. After undergoing a number of tests, the Prime Minister's office said Prime Minister Netanyahu was discharged and sent home, adding that the tests indicated a minor viral infection of his upper respiratory tract. The doctors recommended rest and medication. Two more incidents to report to you about. At Israel's border with Gaza, two Palestinians set fire to a platform near the Gaza security fence, but did not try to cross through it. In response, IDF tanks targeted two observation posts belonging to terror group Hamas in the northern Gaza Strip, saying that it views with great severity any attempt to damage the security fence as well as security infrastructure. Also today, an unarmed Palestinian crossed into Israel through the fence and was taken for questioning. Today's incidents follow yesterday's infiltration of three Palestinians who were armed with knives and grenades and were not detected by IDF forces until they were some 12 miles into Israeli territory. The IDF, meanwhile, is ramping up security at the border fence ahead of what could be massive protests this Friday, where thousands of demonstrators are expected to demonstrate and possibly try to breach the Gaza border fence. The IDF also announced a week-long closure of Gaza and the West Bank beginning tomorrow for Palestinians just ahead of Passover, saying that following an assessment of the current situation, all crossings to the West Bank and Gaza will be closed to Palestinians beginning Thursday at midnight until Saturday, April the 7th at midnight, with exceptions made for humanitarian, medical, and exceptional cases that have been approved by the IDF's coordinator of government activities in the territories. The Jewish Holocaust survivor who was brutally murdered this past weekend in what is believed to have been motivated by anti-Semitism was laid to rest today. French President Emmanuel Macron joined mourners at 85-year-old Mireille Knoll's funeral this morning, where he reportedly said she was killed because she was Jewish. Director General of Israel's Foreign Ministry, Yuval Rotem, thanked Macron. Writing on Twitter, "We commend President Macron for his firm stand against anti-Semitism. The murder of Mireille Knoll," he said, "is a result of that old hate." Rotem wrote, "Too often in the past, world leaders have ignored the threat anti-Semitism poses to democracy," adding that it must be confronted to ensure a future without fear for all. A march to honor Knoll is set to take place later this afternoon near her home in Paris. The World Jewish Congress Initiative, the campus pitch competition, was held for the first time in Great Britain. The contest asks students to pitch their ideas for addressing Jewish issues on college campus. It was brought to the UK this year as a joint venture with the Board of Deputies of British Jews. The top prize went to Sally Patterson, a student at University of Bristol, for her project called Women of Faith in Leadership, an interfaith conference for Muslim and Jewish women at the school. World Jewish Congress CEO Robert Singer said college campuses have become one of the strongest front lines in the fight for Israel's legitimacy, saying that together we can and will change the conversation about Israel and anti-Semitism on campus. And with the Passover holiday just days away, the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee has once again been delivering matzah to those in need and sponsoring Seder meals, cooking workshops, volunteer opportunities, and cultural performances in the former Soviet Union and throughout Europe. 20 tons of matzah are being distributed to tens of thousands of elderly Jews in Ukraine, Belarus, Moldova, and Russia in partnership with the Claims Conference, Jewish Federations, and the IFCJ Food and Medicine Lifeline, which is the JDC's operational partnership with the IFCJ, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. JDC CEO David Scheiser said it is the holiday's message of hope that underscores all we do. And the IFCJ is also partnering with the Friends of the IDF and the organization Yachad Leman Chayal, providing gift cards to 10,000 Israeli soldiers in need, many of them lone soldiers, to help them purchase food for the holiday, as well as clothing and other necessary items. And some Passover programming for you tonight on JBS for Wednesday, March the 28th. At 7 o'clock, the 4 questions are in the spotlight on From the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, Learning from Passover with Shalom Hartman Institute of North America's Director of Leadership, Ilana Stein-Hain. At 8:30, it's New Jewish Cinema with film director Michael Levine, who talks about his documentary Straits, Matzah, and the American Dream. Then at 9 tonight, as the 2018 Major League Baseball season begins, author Larry Ruttman reviews the history of Jews in baseball with Mark Golub on L'chaim. And then at 10, Dr. Jeffrey Gurak talks about how Jewish engagement with sports reflects Jewry's evolving status in America. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 28th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.